Hi everybody, it's Az here from HeelvsBabyface with another World of Warcraft Secret. Now, if you follow my channel for any length of time, you'll probably be aware that my favourite patch in all of WoW is actually 5.2, because I think it brought with it such a diversity of content with the Isle of Giants, the Isle of Thunder, the Warbringers, the Scouts, the Green Fire questline. I could go on for a long time. But did you know that the Isle of Thunder that is in the actual game itself is an instance? It doesn't exist in the outside world. But if I'm to open up the world map, you can see this island over here, and this is the Isle of Thunder. But when I click onto it, we see the instance version of the Isle of Thunder that we have in game right now. But I'm here in the open world, looking out to where the Isle of Thunder should be, and in the distance we can see the tops of buildings. There is an in-game Isle of Thunder which does exist. So in this secrets video, I'm going to show you how to get there and what this version of the Isle of Thunder actually looks like. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to line myself up with the buildings that you can see, so I know exactly where I'm going. This is, of course, the mists of Pandaria, so you can get a little bit turned around. Flying down towards sea level, and I've managed to bribe a demon hunter to take on this mission for me. In comes the fog, and guess what? Before we get to this version of the Isle of Thunder, we're going to run into an invisible wall. So this is where Infernal Leap, Infernal Strike comes in, and whoosh, the Demon Hunter has done their job. Well played, sir. This is what I pay them the big bucks for. So now they can mount straight back up and keep on going in the same direction. Don't get turned around. Keep on going in the same direction, although you can't see anything in front of you. Eventually, the coastline will emerge and it will appear and the mists will start to dissipate. And ladies and gentlemen, this is the in-game version of the Isle of Thunder. Now, there are substantial differences to the Isle of Thunder that we know in the game today. And quite obviously so. This is purely a template. What you tend to find when Blizzard create their islands is they get an idea of size-ish, not to scale, and then they might plonk some assets here and there just to get an idea of where things may go, and then they just do what they need to do. But there are a few things that are very similar, obviously, to Crasserine Wilds, because it takes a lot of the assets from there. But there is also a little sense of familiarity about this place too. And we'll visit their version of the Throne of Thunder in a little bit. First things first. This here, this I think is representing the building that is plonked right in the middle of the Isle of Thunder that we know now. Of course, there isn't the area behind it, where we have the Sauroch, and then we have the Zandalari Trolls in another section, and the Mogu in another section. But this is plonked pretty much in the middle of this version of the island. So if I'm to fly east side towards the end here, and just have a little look around, hey presto, what do we have here? There is a troll village. These are all troll assets. Zandalari assets? Maybe. I think that's what it's trying to represent. And then we have this again, this Mogu-esque building again, which would be approximately where the Alliance base is in-game. There or thereabouts. But if we fly down here, we see more of the troll assets. And then we'll notice that things are just very different from the Isle of Thunder in the game. So I'm going to go across to the west side of the island where the Horde base should be. trying purposely not to show off the Throne of Thunder, or their version of the Throne of Thunder, which is still pretty cool. But you notice that the mist now has dissipated. When you get closer into the island, the actual mist itself starts to dissipate. It's only when you get towards the end that it comes back a little bit. But where the Horde base would theoretically be, you'll notice that there's just little bits. I think this is actually taken from Dread Wastes, or even the Veil of Eternal Bosoms. There's a couple of areas that look very similar to that. Again, it's more like asset play than anything. And then this is roughly, just approximately, but roughly where the Horde base would be. Now, no building, but something which is rather interesting is when you go to the Horde base on the Isle of Thunder, it is different from the Alliance side. It's not a kind of like-for-like replica at all. You do actually go across bridges to small islands, which are then linked by other bridges, which go to a slightly larger island. So you can see the starting of the thinking process into constructing a different Alliance and Horde base. And maybe I'm reading a little bit too much into that. Maybe I'm seeing things and making connections which aren't there. But that's the way that it appears to myself. So let's fly to the Isle of Thunder's Thunder Raid. Okay, so this is the Isle of Thunder Raid. And you'll notice something very similar. This is why I kept it from you. Very similar about this indeed. And that is because this is Mogushan Palace. Mogushan Palace, which has been lifted and then plonked down here in this version. Again, potentially to give scale, because we do have the additional pillars which go back here. So again, just trying to give scale of the actual Throne of Thunder raid itself. But if you just go down, you'll notice it is very much a rough copy. There is no backside to this part. It's really just gauging what the Throne of Thunder potentially is going to look like from an external viewpoint. And of course, what they wanted to also do is get a rough silhouette. Because when you are back on Townlong Steps and you are looking across to here, you do see the silhouette of the island. And so they just wanted to portray that silhouette as well. And that's why we have these additional assets which are tagged on. I think this is a really cool place. I think this is a really, really cool place indeed. I love seeing how Blizzard constructs stuff. I've always stated I never do the secret videos as a no. I always do the secret videos because I'm so fascinated by the way that things are constructed. I'm so fascinated by the way that Blizzard put things together. And I have such a tremendous amount of respect for the art department, whether it be the external environment department, whether it be character creation, mob creation, whatever. I have such a wonderful respect for them. I love to try and see their process. I love to try and see how they've managed to pop things together. So that is how you get to the outside worlds version of the Throne of Thunder. And I think it's a pretty damn cool place to visit. So I hope you enjoyed the vid. If you did, do get a thumbs up and also subscribe to the channel. Follow me on social media and Twitch for live streaming. Links down in the description box down below. And I'll be back with some more stuff very soon. You take care. Bye for now.